I love pushing boundaries in general, whether it's in track and field or just in life.
Arguably, no one pushes the boundary more than Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone.
So being able to step on the track every single day and try to figure out how to be better than I was the day before, I think that's something I pride myself on.
It's definitely something she can brag about, but she never does. Not only is she a humble winner, but she is also an inspiration to many, which is probably correlated, and she's far from hanging up her spikes. In fact, from the start, it was clear that Sydney was on a journey to make history. From her childhood to this day, needless to say, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone knows how to push herself and stay motivated.
So World Championships are in September in Tokyo, actually, so going back there.
Wow.
The double Olympic champion, widely considered one of the greatest 400-meter hurdlers in history, became the first woman to retain her Olympic title in her specialty race. McLaughlin wants to stay on top of her game and is eyeing her second world title at this year's World Championships in September in Japan. Notably, the world record holder sustained a knee injury in 2023 that prevented her from defending her global title. However, she has since bounced back from that. In fact, after her superb comeback last year, she is gearing up to dominate again in 2025. The versatile sprinter recently shared some positive affirmations. Walk with grace. Though the path is narrow, even when peace seems far, no matter the distance to go. Though the flesh is weak, keep walking in his will, not by your own strength. Walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you've been called. She posted on her Instagram page. Her world record-setting 400-meter hurdles, run at the Olympic Games, Paris 2024, winning a second consecutive Olympic gold, was also the 6th time the 25-year-old had run the fastest time ever over that distance. McLaughlin-Levrone has all intentions to extend her dominance in the race and maybe break the 50-second barrier by going faster than her current world record time of 50.37. Fix your eyes ahead. Keep walking in faith. Walk with grace, she wrote in the same post. What's truly great about Sydney is that she has a complete grasp of work-life balance. When I think about my life after the track, I dream of starting a family, Sydney shared in her book, Far Beyond Gold, Running from Fear to Faith. She dreams of being a mother once she hangs her boots, but she is not making any hasty decisions regarding motherhood. At 25, she aims to reach top status among Olympic legends, such as Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who showed that even mothers can excel at elite athletics. When she said this, though, fans were quick to assume that Sydney was hinting at her retirement in the near future. This raised a lot of questions amongst fans. They wondered whether LA 2028 would be her last Olympics. As many of you may be aware, she expressed her desire to be part of the LA 28 Olympics last year. She admitted, "It's super exciting to be able to have the games in LA, where I'm training right now. I hope LA is going to be prepared for that moment. I know it will be. It's a really special opportunity to have the Olympics in our backyard." Regarding the rumor about her supposed coming sooner than later retirement, Sydney herself isn't giving a timeline. She, however, made it clear that she's thought this through. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Nia Ali, and a host of other women have shown that not only can you compete again after becoming a mom, but you can come back to the sport stronger. She stated, "If and when that happens, I will leave to the Lord's timing. But the desire is strong in my heart." It is a great thing that she has this kind of mindset. After all, the world of sports has not been the kindest to Sydney. While some might gloss over the gold medals and world records, longtime fans know what happened out of the spotlight. From crushing depression during the pandemic to unfair paranoia and anxiety as just a teenager, the road has been anything but kind. But perhaps more than the golds and the glamour, the one thing that the reigning 400-meter champion in women's hurdles shows is hope. To mark International Women's Day 2025, World Athletics spoke to World Track Athlete of the Year Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. There, she expressed her feelings and advice to an 8-year-old girl. For those who expected some grandiose statements, they were sadly disappointed, as the reality was far from that. McLaughlin-Levrone once again showed that her attitude towards running always stayed deeply personal. As she said, It's very easy to compare yourself to others, but everybody's journey is different, and ain't that the truth? Indeed, comparisons often lead in the wrong direction. For her part, Sydney makes sure to focus on her own goals. McLaughlin-Levrone's approach is shaped by those who paved the way before her. I think being able to ask questions of people who have been in your position before is so helpful. Being able to learn from their mistakes, some of the things that they wish they did differently, she explained. By listening and learning from the experiences of the best performers like Jackie Joyner-Kersee, she has made the most of her own personal growth, leading to her becoming a rescue model for little girls who are watching her today. She said, "I've always loved track and field, and I want to continue being a role model for the young girl who's watching, who might be 8 years old like I was and aspiring to be on that stage." From a 17-year-old Olympian to a world champion, McLaughlin-Levrone proves dreams can become reality with dedication and belief. She is really an inspiration for every young girl watching her on track. With Olympic gold and world records to her name, Sydney isn't just running races. She's setting an example for the next generation. Her philosophy is clear. Run your own race, jump your own hurdles, and trust your own path. The road is not always going to be easy, but it's about your attitude and how you face those challenges that will shape you, as a person, as a woman, and as an athlete, Sydney said. She also emphasized the fact that having like-minded people help and support throughout the journey is of utmost importance. The track icon extended her gratitude and thanked her team for sticking to her and believing in her over the years. But even among all these people, there's one who deserves special mention, her coach, Bob Kersee. Sydney's dominance on the track has a lot to do with her exceptional mental edge. Behind that champion mentality is the guiding hand of Coach Bob Kersee. His unconventional methods shaped McLaughlin-Levrone's mindset in ways she never expected. The Olympian recently admitted that Kersee's techniques didn't always make sense at first. But what first seemed as random instructions helped the hurdler block out all distractions and develop an enviable resilience. Soon that mental shift translated into phenomenal success on track. To this day, as a matter of fact, one of her strategies of not racing too much so she could be at 100% in major races is being met with criticism. You may recall that track and field legend Michael Johnson signed Sydney to be a part of his event, the Grand Slam track. To this, someone told the American legend that Sydney was the wrong person to go get when he first brought her into the Grand Slam track in 2024. He wasn't about to let that go. In the interview, Johnson also explained why the three-time world champion was the perfect choice for his league. Explaining the idea behind the league, he said, "It is putting our athletes out there on a stage where the world can see them, whether it's in the track, meets when they're competing, or whether it's things outside of that brings exposure to them, brings exposure to us, and brings exposure to the sport." Well, Sydney is nothing if not one of the top athletes in the sport. Will this athlete be as great as her? Watch this to find out.